5 minutes. That's all it takes, and most retirees never spend them. I'm retired now, and the one habit that guards my savings more than any investment is a short daily money check. Every morning, before coffee, I look at what came in and what's going out. It sounds almost too simple to matter, but the folks who skip it are usually the ones who drain their nest egg years too early and never see it happening. Do it every day, and your money can outlast you by decades. Skip it, and no withdrawal rule will save you. Let me show you exactly how this habit works, and the one slip that quietly undoes it. The app's algorithm flags anomalies instantly: a duplicate Medicare charge, an unexpected Roth IRA withdrawal, or a subscription quietly renewing at triple the rate. One user spotted a $4,200 error in their Social Security deposit within seconds. Another caught a 401k provider charging hidden fees. The real power lies in trend tracking. That $3 daily latte habit quietly costs retirees $1,100 annually, enough to cover a Medicare Part B premium. Some set geo-triggers. If their credit card is used beyond a 15-mile radius from home, they get an alert before the transaction clears. The most disciplined users sync it with IRS tax brackets, adjusting discretionary spending in real time to avoid crossing into higher liability thresholds. One couple slashed their grocery bills by 22% simply by noticing they overspent every Thursday after Bridge Club. It's not just vigilance, it's behavioral finance weaponized. You don't notice the leak until the boat's already sinking. That's how small spending works in retirement. The $4 coffee, the $12 streaming subscriptions you forgot to cancel, the impulse buys at the grocery store, none feel like emergencies. But research suggests these tiny leaks drain more retirement funds than most big expenses. Imagine a retired couple dipping into their IRA for daily lattes. Over a decade, that's over $14,000 vanished, enough to cover a year of Medicare premiums. The math is brutal. Withdraw just $20 a day from your 401k, and you'll burn through $7,300 annually. At that rate, a $500,000 nest egg disappears in under 12 years. Yet most retirees track their mortgage and medical bills while ignoring the silent killer: habit spending. Your credit card isn't the villain here. The real danger is treating retirement accounts like checking accounts. Every unplanned withdrawal today means less compounding tomorrow. The fix isn't deprivation, it's awareness. One weekly review of recurring charges and petty cash habits can mean the difference between stretching your savings and outliving them. Here's how to run your retirement like a CEO runs a business. Every dollar is an employee. You need to know where it's working and whether it's earning its keep. Start with a simple ledger. Not a budget, not a rough estimate, a precise record of every withdrawal, every Social Security deposit, every 401k distribution. Treat your IRA like a balance sheet. At the end of each week, sit down with your numbers. Ask the hard questions. Did that pharmacy run justify dipping into savings? Could those impulse buys at the hardware store have waited for a sale? Most retirees don't realize how small leaks sink ships. A $20 unplanned expense twice a week becomes $2,000 a year. That's a month's groceries or a Medicare premium. The goal isn't to stop spending. It's to spend with intention. When you see money moving in real time, you make smarter choices. Imagine your savings as a small business with one employee. You. Would you let an employee waste resources without oversight? Of course not. Apply that same discipline to your nest egg, and you'll never wonder where the money went. Here's how to start your retirement mornings right, without drowning in apps or spreadsheets. Grab a pen and paper. Yesterday's coffee run. That impulse buy at the hardware store, the forgotten streaming subscription. Write it all down. Takes 5 minutes. No fancy tech, just you and your spending staring each other down. This isn't about guilt, it's about awareness, like checking your rearview mirror before driving. Small leaks sink ships, and in retirement, every dollar's a crew member. Miss one day? Fine. But make it a habit, and you'll spot patterns, like how those just $5 treats add up to a Medicare premium by month's end. Your 401k didn't grow by accident, neither should your spending. Think of it as a daily briefing with your future self. No surprises, no regrets. Just clarity. Because when you know where yesterday's money went, today's decisions get easier, and tomorrow's nest egg stays intact. Track every withdrawal from your checking account, not just checks, but debit swipes, ATM cash, and automatic payments. Retirement isn't about deprivation, it's about precision. That $12 pharmacy charge? Log it. The $40 gas fill-up? Log it. These aren't line items, they're intelligence. Your IRA didn't compound by ignoring details. Neither should your decumulation phase. Notice when small withdrawals cluster. 3 $8 coffees in a week equals a week's groceries. Or when fixed costs creep, that gym membership you never use could cover a quarterly Medicare Part B deductible. Keep the log handwritten. No apps, no auto-categorizing. The friction forces attention. After 30 days, circle every expense that didn't directly support your safety or joy. That's your waste. Now you know where to tighten without sacrifice. This isn't budgeting. It's forensic accounting for your golden years. Here's how I stopped wasting money after retirement. One simple trick. The one-touch rule. Before buying anything non-essential, I wait 24 hours. No exceptions. That coffee maker on sale? The fancy gardening tool? The limited-time cruise deal? I walk away. If I still want it tomorrow, fine. But most times, the urge fades by morning. Research suggests impulse buys drop by half when we pause. For retirees on fixed incomes, that's real money saved. Imagine a retired couple skipping just 3 $50 impulse purchases a month. That's $1,800 a year back in their IRA. The rule works because it breaks the now or never panic stores create. There's always another sale. What's rare is your nest egg staying intact. I keep a list of delayed wants on my fridge. Half get crossed off in a week. The rest, I budget for them properly. No guilt, no clutter, no credit card surprises. Because when you know where yesterday's money went, today's decisions get easier, and tomorrow's nest egg stays intact. Try it next time you reach for your wallet. Just walk away and sleep on it. Your future self will thank you. Here's how the envelope trick keeps your fixed costs from creeping up. Take your monthly essentials, Medicare premiums, utility bills, prescription copays, and divide that total by 30. That's your daily allowance for non-negotiables. Stash the cash in labeled envelopes. When you pay the electric bill, pull from the utilities envelope. Need a refill? That's the meds envelope. If you dip into another envelope to cover the shortfall, that's your warning sign. You're overspending somewhere. The physical act of moving money makes invisible leaks obvious. No apps, no spreadsheets, just clear boundaries. Research suggests tactile methods like this help retirees stick to budgets better than digital tracking alone. If your groceries envelope runs dry by the 25th, you'll know exactly where to cut back next month. The goal isn't restriction, it's visibility. Those spillovers tell you when fixed costs aren't so fixed anymore. Maybe it's time to switch to generic meds or negotiate that cable bill. The envelopes don't judge, they just show the truth. And truth is the first step to control. Here's how to slow the bleed without feeling deprived. Every time you reach for your wallet, pause and run through 3 quick questions. First, is this a need or a want? Groceries? Need. That premium coffee blend? Want. Second, can I swap this for something cheaper? Maybe store-brand meds instead of name-brand, or a matinee ticket instead of prime time. Third, the knockout punch. Will this delay my next portfolio withdrawal? If buying that gadget means tapping your IRA 2 weeks earlier, your future self will feel it. Research suggests retirees who use this filter cut discretionary spending by 30% without sacrificing happiness. The magic isn't in saying no to everything, it's in choosing which yeses matter most. Picture a retired couple eyeing a cruise. They ask, could we enjoy a lakeside cabin for half the cost? Suddenly that fancy brochure loses its shine. Your dollars vote on what retirement looks like. Make them count. Consider automating your spending pause by setting up transaction alerts for any purchase over $50. Your bank can text you in real time, forcing that moment of reflection before money leaves your account. For recurring expenses, conduct an annual Medicare Part D review. Switching plans could save $800 plus on prescriptions without changing medications. The IRS allows one 401k rollover per year. Consolidating old accounts reduces fees eating into returns. When tempted by upgrades, apply the 10% rule. Will this expense increase your annual withdrawal rate beyond 4.2%? That extra 0.5% could cost $120,000 over 20 years. Try the waiting drawer for impulse buys. Stash the item, or a photo of it, for 30 days. Most lose their appeal, but the ones you still want get funded from your fun money bucket. For big-ticket items like RVs, calculate the true cost. A $75,000 motorhome depreciates $15,000 in year one, plus $3,000 in insurance and storage. That's $18,000 before you turn the key. Suddenly renting makes more sense. Small choices shape big outcomes in retirement. That $4 daily latte or $15 streaming subscriptions add up silently, like termites chewing through your financial foundation. Research suggests unchecked spending leaks drain $10,000 plus annually from fixed-income retirees. The math is merciless. Drain $20 Danes from a $500,000 portfolio and you'll burn through it 7 years faster. Micro decisions matter because time magnifies them. Skipping one $30 dinner out seems trivial, but doing it weekly saves $1,560 yearly, enough to cover a Medicare Part B premium. Tracking expenses isn't about deprivation, it's about redirecting dollars toward what truly sustains you. Imagine a retired couple realizing their $80 mother unused gym membership could fund their entire annual property tax. Your dollars vote on what retirement looks like. Make them count. Every unexamined expense is compound interest working in reverse, shrinking your safety net instead of growing it. The power lies in catching those leaks early, before they become floods. One spreadsheet entry, one canceled auto-renewal, one packed lunch at a time. That's how you turn small vigilance into lasting security. The biggest budget blind spot isn't monthly bills. It's the annual surprises you know are coming, but still treat like emergencies. That Christmas splurge, the property tax bill, summer travel, Medicare's IRMA surcharge hitting in January. Research suggests most retirees underestimate these by 30 to 40%, forcing last-minute 401k withdrawals or credit card debt. Imagine a retired couple who budgeted $600 for groceries but forgot their $4,000 annual property tax. Suddenly they're scrambling to sell stocks in a down market. Meanwhile, their neighbor who stashed $333 in a treasury bill ladder just pays it calmly. Pro tip: for irregular costs like car repairs, average your last 5 years' expenses. Round up. If you spent $900, $1,200, and $600, call it $1,000 weir. That buffer becomes peace of mind. This isn't about deprivation. It's about predictability. The same trip to visit grandkids feels stressful when charged to a card, but joyful when drawn from a dedicated travel fund you've been feeding all year. The stealth wealth killer? Failing to adjust withdrawal rates for inflation. A $50,000 annual spend in 2000 now requires $89,000 to maintain purchasing power, yet most retirees keep taking the same dollar amount. Social Security's COLA helps, but it rarely covers healthcare inflation. Medicare Part B premiums alone have risen 60% since 2010. Solution: build a 3% annual inflation adjustment into your 401k withdrawals. Better yet, use dynamic spending. Limit withdrawals to 4 to 5% of your portfolio's current value each year. In bull markets, you might take a Caribbean cruise. In downturns, you postpone the new car. Most brokerage platforms now offer automated guardrail rules. If your balance drops 15%, withdrawals pause until recovery. Pair this with a 2-year cash cushion in T-bills to avoid selling stocks during crashes. The goal isn't rigid frugality. It's avoiding the panic sell at the bottom that permanently wrecks retirement math. Say you notice your grocery bills creeping up halfway through the month, $50 more than usual on just one trip. Instead of brushing it off, you compare prices at a different store down the road. Turns out, The same cart of essentials costs $30 less there. You make the switch permanent, saving a few $100s a month without changing what you buy. Over a year, that's enough to cover the grandkids' birthday gifts or a weekend getaway. The key isn't cutting back on meals, it's cutting out the waste. Small leaks sink budgets, especially when a fixed income leaves little wiggle room. Research suggests most retirees overlook these gradual increases, letting an extra $10 here or $15 there add up to thousands over time. The move is simple. Treat your grocery budget like a thermostat, adjusting it the moment you feel the pinch. No drastic sacrifices, just smarter choices. That's the difference between scrambling when surprises hit and having reserves for what matters. When your spending aligns with priorities, even mundane fixes free up cash for life's joys. Rules exist for a reason, but life happens. That medical emergency requiring a new roof, your grandkids' graduation across the country, these deserve exceptions. The trick isn't avoiding the splurge, it's planning the rebound. Research suggests retirees who reallocate funds elsewhere, delaying a car upgrade or skipping a vacation season, handle surprises without derailing their budget. Imagine a retired couple tapping their emergency fund for a sudden hospital bill. By trimming dining out for 6 months, they offset the hit while keeping their safety net intact. Same goes for joy. Withdrawing an extra $2,000 from your IRA for a family reunion hurts less if you've already slashed cable bills or paused hobby expenses. Medicare won't cover that dream cruise, but shifting discretionary spending creates breathing room. The goal isn't deprivation, it's making room for what matters. Whether it's replacing a furnace or flying to meet your first great-grandchild, intentional trade-offs turn financial stress into managed choices. That's the power of flexibility within a plan. A well-structured budget anticipates the unexpected, but rigidity breeds stress. Consider the 60-year-old who withdraws $15,000 from their 401k for emergency home repairs. Instead of panic, they adjust by postponing their RV purchase and redirecting monthly savings toward replenishing the account. Or the widow who dips into her Roth IRA for a granddaughter's wedding, offset by suspending her gym membership and cutting back on subscription services for a year. Even Social Security recipients can adapt. Reducing utility costs through energy-efficient upgrades frees up cash for prescription copays. The key lies in preemptive trade-offs. A 2023 Fidelity study found retirees who maintained a discretionary flex fund, often just 3 to 5% of their portfolio, recovered faster from unplanned expenses. One couple canceled their annual $8,000 ski trip to fund a new HVAC system, then restored their travel fund over 18 months by reducing entertainment spending. Medicare gaps become manageable when you reallocate existing resources, like using HSA savings for dental implants instead of elective procedures. True financial resilience isn't about perfect adherence to rules, but strategic pivots that preserve priorities. Let me show you how small daily savings can stretch your retirement years further than you think. Cutting just $15 a day, that's skipping a takeout meal or downgrading your cable package, adds up to $5,475 saved in a single year. Now invest that savings at a modest 5% annual return, and over 30 years, it grows to over $160,000. That's not pocket change, it's an extra cushion for medical bills, home repairs, or even leaving something behind for your family. The magic lies in consistency. Tracking every dollar forces you to see waste clearly, like unused gym memberships or premium coffee habits. Research suggests retirees who monitor spending daily spot these leaks faster. That $15 saved today could mean an extra year of financial breathing room later. Imagine redirecting those funds into treasury bills or a Roth IRA, where they work harder for you. Flexibility is key. Maybe some days you spend the $15, but most days you don't. The goal isn't deprivation, it's awareness. Small, intentional choices compound into big security. Over decades, that discipline could buy you 5 more years of peace in retirement. Not bad for skipping a few lattes. Here's what your daily money sheet does. It turns vague worries into clear action. That one page shows where every dollar goes. Not just spending, but the gaps between what you planned and what actually happened. See a charge you don't recognize? Flag it immediately. Notice your grocery column creeping up? Time to check pantry stocks before the next trip. The delay zones are key. They force you to pause before clicking buy on anything non-essential. Research suggests retirees who track daily spend 12 to 18% less without feeling deprived. Your sheet also has emergency triggers. If medical costs hit a preset limit, it automatically highlights the need to adjust other categories. Keep it simple: pencil, calculator, and 5 minutes each evening. The goal isn't perfection, it's catching small leaks before they sink the ship. Over time, those saved dollars add up to something far more valuable: fewer sleepless nights. Download the template, try it for 30 days, and you'll never go back to guessing. Now let's talk about the folks who break into a cold sweat at the sight of a spreadsheet. If numbers aren't your thing, that's fine. Retirement planning isn't about becoming an accountant. The key is finding a method that works for you, even if it's as simple as voice notes or letting your spouse handle the math. What matters is the habit, not the tool. Imagine a retired couple where one tracks expenses by recording voice memos after each grocery run, while the other logs it in a notebook. Both approaches get the job done. The goal is awareness, not perfection. Research suggests that retirees who consistently track spending, regardless of method, feel more in control of their finances. So grab your phone's voice recorder or a trusty pen. Over time, those saved dollars add up to something far more valuable: fewer sleepless nights. Download the template, try it for 30 days, and you'll never go back to guessing. Consider automating contributions to your 401k or IRA. Set it and forget it. Even small, consistent investments compound over time. A $200 monthly contribution at a 7% return grows to over $300,000 in 30 years. If employer matching is available, max it out. That's free money. For Social Security, delaying benefits until 70 can increase payouts by 8% annually post-full retirement age. Medicare planning is equally critical. Enroll during your initial eligibility window to avoid lifelong penalties. Healthcare costs in retirement average $315,000 per couple, so factor in supplemental coverage. Simplify tax efficiency by prioritizing Roth conversions in low-income years. Tools like budgeting apps or a fiduciary advisor can streamline decisions without drowning in spreadsheets. The bottom line? Systems beat willpower. Build routines that require minimal effort but deliver maximum long-term impact. Let me walk you through my 4-step daily defense against outliving my savings. Every morning starts with a quick money review. Just 5 minutes to check account balances and upcoming bills. This habit alone stopped 3 surprise overdrafts last year. Then comes the 24-hour rule. Any non-essential purchase over $50 gets slept on. Half the time, I wake up realizing I don't actually need that new gadget or gardening tool. For groceries and entertainment, I still use the old envelope system. Cash divided by category stops me from overspending at Costco. But the real game changer is my 3-question filter before any significant expense. Will this improve my daily life? Can I cover it without touching my IRA? Would I regret this in 6 months? That canceled a $3,000 patio furniture set last summer. Turns out my old chairs were just fine. Research suggests small, consistent financial guardrails like these prevent most retirement budget blowouts. Over time, those saved dollars add up to something far more valuable: fewer sleepless nights. Download the template, try it for 30 days, and you'll never go back to guessing. But let's be honest, no plan is perfect. Unexpected costs will pop up. Medicare premiums might rise. A recession could dent your portfolio. That's why you revisit this framework yearly, tweaking it with your advisor. The goal isn't to predict every bump. It's to build a system flexible enough to handle them. Over time, those saved dollars add up to something far more valuable: fewer sleepless nights. Download the template, try it for 30 days, and you'll never go back to guessing. Because in retirement, certainty isn't a luxury, it's the whole point. Consider long-term care costs, a wild card even the best plans underestimate. A private room in a nursing home now averages over $100,000 annually, yet Medicare covers none of it. That's where hybrid life such LTC insurance policies or dedicated savings in a health savings account, HSA, can bridge the gap. Also, watch required minimum distributions, RMDs. Forcing withdrawals from tax-deferred accounts at 73 could push you into a higher bracket. Tactical Roth conversions in low-income years help mitigate this. And don't overlook inflation's silent erosion. At 3%, your $60,000 annual spend becomes $108,000 in 20 years. TIPS or I-bonds in your IRA hedge against that. The key? Layer contingencies like this into your framework now, before the surprises demand reactive and costly fixes.